Hello and welcome back to another edition of McKay Yoga. Happy New Year, if I haven't already said that to you. Thank you for joining me today. I thought today we'd do a little bit more of an Iyengar inspired video. It's going to be very brief. It's just a couple of poses. It's relax and restore. It's the first of the year. Many of us are making resolutions. And many of us need to relax and restore because we had a really hectic holiday season. So what we're going to do today is Supta Baddha Konasana with a chest expansion. So when we don't feel well, our chest closes off, and obviously there's been a lot of sickness. So we want to increase our threshold, our breath capacity, and really try to kind of boost up our immune system and really think about this as a chest expansion using more of your breath and your ability to really try to restore your respiratory health. Okay, so casual yoga clothes. I'm wearing a sweater, it's a little bit cold, but 2 blocks is what you'll need. If you have tight hips, you might need to use some blankets and towels. And you're going to set up your blocks in a way that one block is tall. This tall block is going to support your head just like so. The other block is medium, and that's going to support your thoracic spine. And that's the area of the upper back that's usually pretty tight. And that's the area that we really try to work on to open up the chest, expand the chest, expand your breath. So have a seat with me and take one block, place it like so, tall height, and then place the other block medium height. I'll scooch that so you can see better. And then before we begin the practice, don't forget to hit that red button and subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up if you like the content, and then hit that notification bell so that you can come live with me every week. Okay, so tall block that's going to support your head, medium block's going to support your upper back. You want to make sure that when you're laying on the props, that your back body is supported. Now, depending on what kind of blocks you have, it might feel pretty hard. These are bamboo blocks, so they're pretty hard. But you might have foam blocks, so that might be more forgiving. And then you're going to bend your knees, place your feet onto the ground, kind of move your butt back, and then place your upper back on the block that's at the medium height, and then let your head rest on the block that's at the tall height. So you might have to adjust, especially if you've never done stuff like this before where you use the props. The block at the tall height is really going to support the neck, so the neck is even on all sides. And the block at the medium, that's, think about the bra line for gentlemen, the heart rate monitor, the opening of your chest to really promote healthy respiratory health. There we go. That's a tongue twister. And then you're going to let your arms roll open. You're going to keep your knees bent like so, if you have any issues with your lower back. Otherwise, if you can, you're going to bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide. You could even have your shins crossed, right? So with the shins crossed or with the soles of the feet together, you're getting some hip opening. So thoracic cavity, back chest moving into the front chest. And then if you're doing the hip opening, you're getting the inner thigh to the outer thigh. And depending on how much time you have, it'd be great if you could stay here for a couple of minutes, but maybe you're pressed for time, you can't stay that long. As for here, we're also going to do some work with the arms. So as you inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, externally rotate the arms and reach your arms to the space that's behind you. Now notice when you did that, if your chest lifted, but your lower back arch, which means you probably went too far. So you have to bring your arms back. You want this part of the body, the bottom floating ribs, to drift towards your frontal hip points. And now let's just work with one arm. Take your left hand to your right upper arm. Externally rotate that arm in the arm socket. Bend the elbow and then see if you can take your left hand to hold on to the elbow. Now, depending on where your block is, your right palm might be on the block, meaning lightly touching the block. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take the right hand to the left upper arm, the tricep area. Externally rotate the arm. Bend your elbow. Bring your right hand on top of the left elbow, and perhaps your left hand will touch the block. So we're externally rotating the arms in the arm sockets and hopefully giving a little bit more opening for the armpit chest. Then inhale, reach the arms up. Then exhale, bring your hands down. And if you're sitting with your shins crossed, change the crossing of the shins. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, let the thumbs lead the way. Keep knitting your bottom floating ribs in towards the frontal hip points. Keep that openness across the heart and the chest, and try to get your armpit chest to be a little bit more open. And then if you can, take a hold of opposite elbows. So if you're doing this in the morning, go even slower because we tend to be more stiff in the morning. If you're doing this in the afternoon, it's probably not that big of a deal. Then you're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms back down. So you might feel something at the top of the shoulder, the delts. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend your elbows, take a hold of opposite elbows, and notice that the chest cavity maybe feels more open, the armpit chest a little bit more open, and a huge stretch in the delts, tops of the shoulders. Then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, place the hands down, and gently place your feet onto the mat. Pause here, keep externally rotating the upper arms away from your ears. Keep pressing the bottom tips of your shoulder blades into your chest. Stay here, inhale. Then when you exhale, bring your hands to support your head, tuck your chin, lift your head up, place your elbows onto the mat, and slowly come off of those blocks. So that's a way of doing a supported back bend with a little bit of hip opening. And then we're going to go into a supported down dog. So the blocks, you could use blocks, you could use blocks, pillows, blankets. I'm going to use blocks with a little bit of padding, right? So if you didn't have these are little pads from an old mat that was cut up, but you could use a blanket, you could use a pillow, ideally a bolster. A bolster would be really great. So separate the hands to the width of your shoulders, and then shift your weight forward, curl your toes under, lift your knees off the mat, downward dog pose. I don't know if you can see, but the block is supporting the blocks. They're supporting my head. Maybe I'll get my hair out of the way. And so my forehead is just gently resting on the block, specifically like hairline. And then I'm moving my heart towards my legs to the space that's behind it. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. So restorative postures, they're meant to restore the body, relax the body, but there's work involved. You're definitely not checking out. You're definitely working. Stay here, inhale. Then when you exhale, bring the knees back to the mat. Remove the blocks, and you're going to come into downward dog again, but without the support of the block underneath the forehead for the hairline. And take your hands, place them on your mat, shoulder width apart. To really make sure you've got a good down dog, the best way to find it is in child's pose. Then shift your weight forward, curl your toes under, lift the knees off the mat, come into downward dog pose. And I want you to think about the area where the block was at the upper back. Move that area of your thoracic spine in towards your chest. As you draw the navel in, press the thighs back, stretch the inner and outer heels to the mat. Stay here, inhale. Then exhale, lower the knees to the floor. Pause in child's pose. You could take child's pose with the block. And just notice, just observe, I'm sitting up so you can hear me better. If you're able to breathe a little bit fuller, right? If there's a sense of expansion in your chest, a sense of expansion in your breath. And then before we conclude this brief relax and restore, we'll just do a spinal twist. So extend the legs out forward, and you can sit up on blankets or towels, bolster, block. And take your hands underneath your right thigh, draw your right knee in towards you, right hand behind you, left arm up, inhale, and then exhale, take a spinal twist to the right. So I'm doing a stop sign position, but you can certainly hug that knee in. Very short, relax and restore practice. So if you didn't have a lot of time, but you wanted to get in a little bit of yoga to promote a healthy immune system, respiratory health, this is a good one to do. Stay here, inhale. And then exhale, unwind, free your right leg forward and straight. Also, we'll be doing inversions, and inversions are really good for your immune system as well because they elicit the relaxation response. And so with all this craziness that's going on, we want to try to remain as calm and relaxed as possible. Bring your hands underneath your left thigh, draw your left knee in towards you, left arm behind you, right arm reaches up, inhale, and then exhale, twist. So turn your heart and your chest to your left side. If you're close to the wall, you're going to have your hand on the wall to help you facilitate that twist. Stay here, inhale. And then exhale, unwind. Free your left leg forward and straight. And then sit any way that you can sit and maintain the integrity of your spine. And same thing, I want you to lift your heart and chest up, roll your shoulders back and down. Chin level with the ground. Observe the quality of your breathing. Observe the quality of your mind. And make sure you take time for yourself to relax and restore. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide your practice. Peace out, yogis. Ciao for now. Don't forget to hit that red button. Smash that bell. Give me a thumbs up if you like the content. And we'll see you next time.